Hello, we're on lesson 141 for phonics. Today we're going to be learning about adverbs. So, an adverb describes a verb. That's different from an adjective. An adjective describes a noun. So we need to locate the verb in each sentence to find the adverb. The beaver swam quietly. What did the beaver do? Swam. Swam is the verb. How did the beaver swim? Quietly. So quietly describes how the beaver swam. Quietly describes the verb. So quietly is the adverb. The elk bugled loudly. What is the verb? What did the elk do? Bugled. Bugled is the verb. How did he bugle? He bugled loudly. Loudly describes the bugle. Loudly is the adverb. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that describes a verb. Adverb. A word that describes a verb. Remember, a verb is something you can do. You can swim. You can bugle. You could swim quickly. You could swim slowly. You could swim quietly. You could swim loudly. You can flap your arms and swim loudly. How does the elk bugle? He could have bugled softly, but he bugled loudly. An adjective describes a noun. An adverb describes a verb. Let's go ahead and find our nouns to describe our noun. The what beaver swim quietly? Beaver is a noun. We could say the small beaver swim quietly. And small would describe the beaver. So small describes the noun. So small is an adjective. Elk is the noun. The elk bugled loudly. What kind of elk bugled loudly? The scared elk bugled loudly. Scared describes the elk. Scared is an adjective. So the adverb describes a verb. The adverb describes a verb. The adjective describes the noun. Let me read a few sentences for you. And I want you to tell me if these sentences are declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory. We visited Rocky Mountain National Park. Is that declarative, interrogative, exclamatory, or imperative? It's declarative and it needs a period. Have you been there? That is interrogative and it needs a question mark. The elk had huge racks and were so big. Exclamatory and it needs a exclamation point. Do you like snow? Interrogative and it needs a question mark. I saw a lot of snow blowing on the tops of mountains. Declarative, it needs a period. Look at the pictures I took. Imperative and it needs a period. All right, boys and girls, go ahead and do your seat work for lesson 141.